What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm one of the leaders here at Kingdom Outreach Ministries, and this is our women's ministry. We stand together. Today, I just want to come and share just this brief snippet that God has given me to share. I've been in the book of Daniel for just a few days, and now just digging out the meat. If you know, like I know, anytime you may have read a book several times, but when God take you back there, it's something more that He wants to share with you in a specific season. So I'm in the book of Daniel, and we're on chapter 3. Okay, and then in this time, Nebuchadnezzar, who is the king at this time, he has sent out a decree that everybody is going to worship this God that he created, this image, this golden figure that he created. When you hear the trumpets and the sounds, there's going to be a sound that when that sound comes, you are going to have to bow down and worship it, okay? And you have Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who are men of God who refuse to worship these gods. So when the sound comes about, and since they refuse to worship the sound, they get seen by, the people. And somebody runs back and go and tell the king that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are not worshiping your God. So the king summons them to come, and we gonna see what happened. And he wants to throw them into the fiery furnace, okay? So Shadrach, so we're gonna start at chapter 3, verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. If this be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But if not, be it known to you, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up. Okay. Then Nebuchadnezzar was filled with fury, and the expressions of his face was charged against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And he ordered the furnace heated 7 times more than it actually was. And he ordered some of the mighty men to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and cast them into the fiery furnace. Then these men were bound with cloaks, then turned their hats and their other garments, and they were thrown into the fiery furnace. They were thrown into the furnace. And it goes on to, and I'm just going to give you a brief summary. It goes on to that when they were thrown in the fiery furnace, the king ended up seeing a fourth man in the furnace. And the king looks over to his his right hand and say, did we throw only 3 men in the furnace? And they said yes. And he said, there's a fourth man in the furnace with them. There's a fourth man in the furnace with them that looks like the Son of God. And he ordered them to come out of the furnace. And he said, your God, he worshiped their God that they served. And in this, in me reading it, in me, just continuing to, God just keeps sending me back to it. God was just talking to me about how there is a sound that is going on in the earth right now. There's a sound going on in the earth. The trumpets have been unleashed. There's a sound going on in the earth right now. And if we're not careful, okay, because of what we see, because of what the sound that is going on, we will, if we're not careful and we're not focused on God, we will bow down and worship these other gods, and some of us knowingly and unknowingly. But what God is saying is that we have to get that whether or not attitude, okay? We need that whether or not attitude in this season. We may be looking around and seeing what's going on. We may feel like the trials have come to just take us out. Some of us feel like we are in a fiery furnace in this season of our life. Some of us feel like all hell has broken loose in this season of our life. But God is saying, I am with you in the fire. I am there with you, and it will be seen amongst the others. They're going to see that I am with you in the fire. But God is saying, I need you to get that whether or not attitude. Whether my God shows up or not, I will not serve or worship other gods. Whether I die in this or not, I will not serve and worship other gods. God is saying war is breaking loose. Disease, plagues are breaking loose. But your mind needs to be stayed and focused on the God that you serve. You need that whether or not attitude, whether or not my God delivers me from it, I won't worship another God. Whether or not the bill gets paid on the day that is due, I won't worship another God. Whether or not I have food in my house or not, guess what? Because I know that the God I serve is with me. But don't wait until you get into the fire, okay, and look for God to show up in the issue. In the season right now where there seem to be drought, financial struggles, okay, continue to serve your God. Don't let the fire get turned up 7 times hotter. Serve your God, whether you're in the fire or not. Get that whether or not attitude. The whether or not my God shows up, whether or not he delivers me. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, okay? Because of their posture, okay? This posture of whether or not. They said, be it unto you. I'm going to let you know. Some of you guys need to start letting the enemy know right now that no matter what attack he brings, no matter what he's doing in the lives of others that are affecting you, no matter how hard he make it, no matter the trial, no matter the tribulation, that be it unto him. I'm going to let you know, okay, that I'm not serving your God. I'm not worshiping your God. That is the posture. That is the attitude that God is calling us to. A lot of us walk around and we have that attitude, what we gonna do and what we ain't gonna do, okay? But when it comes to God, when the fire get turned up, a lot of us fold. And that's why when we're in the fire, we be looking around for God and we don't see that God. We thinking that, God is not there. Because guess what? You did not serve him. Your posture, God is looking at the posture. God is looking at the heart in this season. God is saying that if you serve me, worship me no matter what the cost, if you have that whether or not attitude, guess what? I'm with you in the fire. I'm standing beside you in the fire. Guess what? And when you come out, because when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came out, they didn't smell like fire. They didn't look burned, okay? Because guess what? God was with them. And that whether or not attitude that sent them into the fire, when they came out, there was promotion waiting. There was elevation waiting, okay? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were promoted. Some of y'all on the verge of promotion. Some of y'all in that fire. Don't give up. Don't faint. Don't waver. God is with you. Keep that whether or not attitude. And if you don't have that whether or not attitude now, you better lean into it. Lean into that whether or not attitude in the midst of your situation, in the midst of the battle. And I guarantee you there's promotion waiting for you. God bless you all. I hope this blessed somebody. I hope this encouraged somebody today. In Jesus' name, have a great day.